Whew. This has been one wild season for us. I swear everything that could have went wrong for us, and then some, it feels like. This has just been one roller coaster ride from start to finish. This has been a very underachieving season for us, to say the least. It's just so crazy to me how everything that transpired, and now with these injuries that's piling up, and first of all, Moses Moody, man, that's such an unfortunate situation. First of all, prayers up to him, hoping him a speedy recovery. It just sucks because like that's his first game back too. And he was having such a great game. And first of all, just shout out to him in general because he came out with the right energy, right mindset, in attack mode. He was hooping. He was going at it with Cooper Flag. I would say he got the best of him. Yeah, Cooper Flag scored the most points, but Moses still put in 23. And he was locking him up defensively to where he couldn't even really get the ball up the court comfortably. That was all Moses Moody. And for him to end the game, for the game to be pretty much over, and for that injury to take place at that particular time, it's just an unfortunate situation. I was hoping, I promise you, this is the reason why I didn't like immediately post anything after the injury. I was waiting until the news broke as far as what he was actually dealing with, because especially because he was acting so nonchalant, as if like it really didn't hurt, especially once he got up and got put on the stretcher. So I was assuming, or at least hoping at the very least, that it would like he avoided a season-ending injury, because like I didn't really see the replay. I'm not gonna lie to you, when like injuries like that happen, I do my very best to not look at the screen. Ever since like the Nurkic injury and the Paul George injury, yeah, I'm a little skirmish when it comes to like leg, like whatever it was. So like I didn't know if he broke it. I didn't know like if it just buckled. I tried, like I said, I had no idea, and he just was acting so nonchalant. So I was just assuming, oh, he was good. It just maybe it's just an injury scare, but no, they say he has a torn patella and he's out for the season. So is it one of those things where next season is jeopardized? I'm pretty sure next season is jeopardized just as far as the time frame in which this injury happened. But like, is it one of those things where he's gone for like the entire season as well? I hope not. I truly hope not, because he's one of our most consistent role players. Like, we need him. We truly need him. So like I said, prayers up to him. Like I said, hoping him a speedy recovery. That's really just a bad way to go out, man. Like, and this is where like big picture, as far as like with this injury that just happened, and just it being a non-contact injury, I'm hoping somebody in the organization could just realize this season is a wash. Truly a wash. Like, us making it to the 8th seed is not really bode us any well as far as big picture is concerned. So with that being said, I truly hope Steph Curry gets shut down. Like I said, I already made videos on this previously, so I won't elaborate too much into it. But even after that injury, I seen a statement from Curry pretty much as alluding to the fact that if Steph Curry if he's healthy, he's expected to play this season. We have 10 games left. I just don't understand the logic. Like, how can you see that injury from Moses Moody, and then in the same breath say if he could play, he's playing? Like, why? Once again, why? For what reason? We're not going anywhere. Our second best player in Jimmy Butler is not coming back. One of our most consistent role players is done for the season. Al Horford and Seth Curry may or may not play another game this season. Like, what more are you expecting from this team? What are we trying to gain? What are we trying to prove? What are we trying to salvage? This team is trash. We will not beat the Thunder. Under no circumstances will this team compete with the Thunder. So, like, why are we so amped up or so ready to just get into a playoff series and lose in the first round? I don't understand, like, why is that something you're, like, so gung-ho about? But, like I said, maybe it's just the optics. I'm hoping that, they could use their brain with this one, and maybe it's just where they're not trying to go out and say they're tanking with stating that they're shutting Steph Curry down. Similar to, like, what's happening with the Bucks and Giannis. They want him to sit, he want to play, and now it's just a mess. It's just so much confusion, so much disconnect in the organization. So I'm wondering if that's pretty much, it's like, are we just doing damage control? Are we just saying, yeah, if he's healthy, he could play, but in reality, they kind of know he's not playing this season. So I'm hoping that is more so just PR, just to make it at least have some type of dignity, as far as we're not one of those teams that is just intentionally taken. So I'm not going to talk too much on this. We'll see when that time comes. Like I said, we got 10 games left, I believe. I know we play the Nets tonight, and then the next game is against the Wizards. So we'll see. But one thing I will say before I close out this video that I'm just seeing a little bit more and more, especially on social media, being that we've sustained this many injuries in this season, I'm really starting to get worried. And I don't really mean as far as like being that we depend on these older guys. Like, I don't really see their health getting that much better going forward. Like, realistically, with the amount of injuries we're dealing with now with our older veteran players, I know Moses Moody, that one was unexpected, to be honest with you. But I mean, like, as far as with Steph, Jimmy, Al, and Seth, like, this can still pretty much be the case next season. Those older guys we're relying on are only going to get a year older, which means they'll be more prone and more acceptable to injury. So, like, yeah, this has been an injury-riddled season this season, but it can very well, especially with us relying on them as much as we do, I don't understand why would we choose to take this approach. It can very well still be the same case next season. But, like I said, that's really not why I'm worried, to be honest with you. I'm more so worried because I've seen a lot of social media comments like kind of alluding to the fact that if we were healthy, we would be in a much better position. That's where I'm worried, because I feel like this season, with all the injuries, I think this is going to be the talking point going forward. I feel like everybody's just going to allude to the fact that if we was healthy, we would actually be able to make a deep run in the playoffs. And that's where I'm going to have to like push back on that notion. I need people to remember. Please don't forget. Please don't be so quick to forget. We were in the 8th seed before Jimmy Butler got hurt. We were 29-27, if I'm not mistaken. Which was good for 8th seed in the Western Conference. We was a 500 basketball team essentially pretty much this entire year. With Jimmy, without Jimmy. With Steph, well, yeah, actually without Steph, we're worse than 500. But that's what I'm alluding to. Like, I get the point. I get the notion, and there's some truth to it. But realistically, our team is unable to compete with these elite teams in this Western Conference. And now these younger teams are only going to get better going forward. So please, let's not use these injuries as the sole reason as to why our season was so underwhelming. I get this is just it's just been one of those seasons where it's like everything that could have went wrong. I get that. But we cannot keep this roster going into next season. Like I said, it has to either be major roster changes or coaching changes. Like I said, I'm hoping for both. But my luck, we might not get none. So at the very least, just can one of those get addressed immediately? So, like I said, I get it. But no, this season, this team is just poorly assembled. We are relying way too much on older guys to pretty much carry the load for us, and that is just not going to get it done. Now with Moses Moody being gone, that's one of our young key contributors on the team, gone for this season and potentially maybe gone for the next season as well. No. We have no luxury to like play this one safe this off season, because that's what we've done for these last few off seasons. We have really not made that many roster additions or like quality roster additions. This cannot take place again this season, or I will sit here and be the first one to tell you next season will be essentially the same thing as this one. We will be a playing team for sure if we keep this roster and hope for guys to get healthy. Like I said, I'm just going to close out with that. Please, I hope somebody has the common sense in this organization to realize this team is cooked. The philosophy on us relying on these old players is just not the smartest decision. That's it. That's it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Like, this at the end. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'm out.